Good morning, children. I cannot explain, especially talking about heredity and growth, that in times of stress and challenge, how enjoyable it is to act like my Grandpa Donald. I get my sense of humor from him, and I am such a smart aleck. It's so much fun. Okay, but today we're going to learn about heredity and growth. This is lesson 7. I don't know. It's lesson 5 of a chapter, as my grandma said about the answering machine. I don't know what I'm doing. Anyway, heredity and growth. List all the physical traits you share with different members of your family. Well, I know I have my dad's eyes. I know I have my dad's ears. Everything else I have my dad's hairline. I wish I had my grandpa's hairline. Everything else I share with my mother. I have my mother's nose. I have my mother's chin. I really have my mother's body style, really. I'm very small torso, long arms and legs for someone who is 5'7". My mom's 5'4", but again, we look like a Stretch Armstrong that's been stretched with the arms and the legs and then put in the freezer. Anyway, we're going to learn about how traits are passed from parents to children. You may have learned about this in science. How babies develop inside the mother's body, the stages of the life cycle. We'll talk about vocabulary like heredity, chromosomes, genes, egg cell, sperm cell, fertilization, uterus, and umbilical cord. Heredity. Heredity is the process by which parents pass traits to their children. These traits may include eye color, hair color, and body build. Children, last thing that my mother gave me, which drives me nuts, which isn't a very far trip, I don't even have to get my keys or go in the garage, is I have her feet. You know, I have very small feet and I have high arches. It only took me 42 years to realize that I can get my shoes in the boys section. I hate having my mother's feet. Everything else about my mother I love having. For a 69-year-old woman, she has aged extremely well. Hopefully I age like her. Anyway, okay, back to the lesson. Children may also inherit musical or athletic ability. Some children inherit diseases from their parents. Parents pass down their traits through their chromosomes. These are pairs of tiny thread-like pieces of matter that carry the code for inherited traits. Each pair of chromosomes in your body contains one chromosome from your father and one chromosome from your mother. Each chromosome is divided into small sections called genes. Again, this is a homophone, not genes like the jeans you wear to school. That's Jeans. These are genes. And you see how phonetically, that's how they're both spelled, are the basic units of heredity. Each gene is related to a particular trait, such as height or eye color. Except for identical twins who share 100% of their genes, each person has a unique arrangement of genes. Parents and children often look alike because of their heredity. Do you resemble either of your parents? We'll ask that. Pause. None pause. Combining chromosomes. Almost every cell in your body contains 46 chromosomes, 23 from each parent. The only human cells that do not have 46 chromosomes are reproductive cells, which can combine to produce a new person. A reproductive cell in the female body is an egg cell. The reproductive cell in the male body is a sperm cell. Egg cells and sperm cells have 23 chromosomes each. When they combine, their chromosomes are paired up to produce a cell with 46 chromosomes. The joining together of an egg cell and a sperm cell is called fertilization. Each person starts as a tiny fertilized egg cell. smaller than the period at the end of the sentence. During the development process, the cells divide millions of times. A girl has 2 X chromosomes. A boy has an X chromosome and a Y chromosome. Why does each person have 1 X chromosome? Pause and pause. X and Y chromosomes. Special chromosomes in sperm cells determine whether a fertilized cell will develop into a male or a female. Each sperm cell contains either an X chromosome or a Y chromosome. Every egg cell contains only an X chromosome. If an X-carrying sperm cell combines with an egg, it produces a girl. If the sperm cell has a Y chromosome, it produces a boy. Advocacy, the health of the mother and child. A mother can affect the health of her baby from the moment of fertilization. She needs to keep herself healthy to make sure the baby develops properly. Women can follow several steps to maintain good health during pregnancy. We've talked about this before, and we talked about drugs and alcohol, but we'll talk about more of it right here. Have regular checkups with a healthcare professional who specializes in the care of pregnant women. That's what's known as an OBGYN. I think that's short for an obstetrician, I'm pretty sure. I don't know. I'm not a father. Eat nutritious foods. Get enough rest. Follow an exercise plan that healthcare professionals recommend. Do not use alcohol or tobacco. Check with the doctor before taking medicine. Reading check. Understanding text organization. Look at the table and the bulleted list on these 2 pages. What are the similarities and differences? We'll ask that after we do this. Development before birth. The fertilized egg cell develops in the mother's uterus. The uterus is a pear-shaped organ that expands as a baby grows. The baby gets its nourishment through the umbilical cord. This is a tube that connects the lining of the uterus to the unborn baby. It attaches the place where the baby's navel or belly button will form. The blood from the mother carries food and oxygen through the cord to the baby. The cord also carries waste away. Figure 6.12 shows the stages of the unborn baby goes through in the mother's uterus. The developing baby. After fertilization, it takes about 9 months of growth and development before a baby is born. Approximately how much does a baby weigh at birth? Time, fertilization, 3 months after fertilization, 6 months after fertilization, 9 months after fertilization. I guess I should read that the other way. Size, microscopic feature, single cell, development, underdeveloped. 3 months after fertilization, about 3 inches long, weighs about 1 ounce. Arms, legs, fingers, toes, cells, eyes, ears. Heart is beating, nervous system is forming, cannot survive outside the uterus. 6 months after fertilization, about 14 inches long, weighs about 2 pounds. Hair, eyebrows, fingernails, toenails, can move, kick, suck, thumbs, can hear sounds, might survive out of the uterus. So guys, that was me. I was born 15 weeks premature. So I was about a little under 6 months after fertilization. So my lungs weren't fully developed. So I had to spend about another 4 months in incubators. I had to spend 3 months in an incubator where I was born down in Albuquerque, New Mexico. And then when I was able to fly back, I spent the next, I think about 60 days here at St. Mary Corwin until I could go home. 9 months after fertilization, 8 to 20 inches long, weighs about 7 to 9 pounds, smooth skin, fully developed organs, eyes open and closed, fingers can grasp body organs, and systems can now work on their own, ready for birth. The life cycle. During your life, you'll go through many stages, growth and development. Sorry, I'm eating. Teachers are always busy, you know what I'm saying? The series of stages of sunshine called the life cycle. I know you've learned about this in science. It begins at birth and continues through childhood, adolescence, and adulthood. This is a lot like Shakespeare's The 12 Stages of Man. Shut up, Tyke. Yes, sir. Infancy. Infancy is the first year of a baby's life. Infants grow, learn, and change at an astonishing rate. They grow and develop, and development continues through childhood. Childhood. Young children learn to walk and talk. They also develop other physical and mental skills that they will need throughout their lives. After they enter school, children grow mentally and socially. They learn about solving problems and getting along with others. Adolescence. Aside from infancy, adolescence is the time most rapid change occurs in a person's life. During this period, a person's body takes on its adult form. Adolescents also grow mentally, emotionally, and socially. That's what we did the last chapter on. Early adulthood. In early adulthood, from about age 19 to age 30, most people begin a career. They may move out of their parents' home and begin to build their homes and lives. Many young adults choose to marry and begin families at this stage in their lives. Middle adulthood. Adults over 30 may begin to look outward toward their family and communities. Many focus their energy on raising children. Others try to contribute to something to the world through their careers or other efforts, such as volunteer work or hobbies. Late adulthood. After age 60 or so, adults may begin to reflect on what they've accomplished in their lives. People may have fulfilled their goals and have lived accordingly to their values. People may have fulfilled their goals and have lived according to their values. Let's do this one more time. People who have fulfilled their goals and lived according to their values can look back on their lives with satisfaction. People go through many changes between childhood and adulthood. What are some ways you could have changed in the past 3 years? Okay. We'll do a little worksheet on this in class, as always, pirates. If you have any questions, please raise your hand in class. Remote learners, if we still do have you, please unmute yourself and talk to me or message me through Scholarology. Thank you very much, pirates, and have a super sparkly day.